Baba's often talked about how we can be very fortunate. One of the first good fortunes that occurs in our life is the parents to whom we're born. Could Babaji please speak about the characteristics that his parents demonstrated, which were a blessing and helped in impacting his development as his character?
You are true, definitely. Parents are the first guardians when one is born in this world, taking a physical body, like here, a human body has been obtained. So they are the ones first who take care, and from them only a child gets to listen something, pick up some words, and gradually observe, slowly observe their behavior. All these things happen. Thus, I was very fortunate. Our parents were very pious. Father, we saw him upholding very human values, a very honest person. He was a physician with having a clinic. So as a child, I saw him never demanding money. He used to give an injection. If a patient said, Ki Dr. Saab, I don't have money, I will bring some other time. Okay, you go, no problem. Next time you come. So like that was the type, and that was a different era. So of doctors we used to consider a noble profession. Even in the midnight hours, if somebody called, they used to take a bicycle and go to attend the patient. There was no question of today we are not coming, morning you go to see somebody else. That type of things were not there. A physician or his bicycle were their chariot. So they used to take and go. So thus I saw him. Spiritually, what I remember as a child is he bought the Venkateshwara Suprabhatam, a chant on Venkateshwara, early morning chant. He bought one book for all of us siblings and gifted it to us. So that was the type of gifts he used to give. And he used to tell, okay, education is the only property I am going to give you all. Need to get educated properly so that you can be a better human being always. So these were the early days I used to hear. Mother taught me better bhakti, not of orthodox, but a moderate, I could even tell as a scientific, going for the existence value. One day when I was reading that Suprabhatam chant, my father also had a shower, he came. I was very small probably, but this sentence I remember, hey, apply your mind and then chant. Don't allow it to run away here and there. I did it, but at that time I didn't know the meaning of faith or applying the mind, all these things. The later in our life when we learnt in the Bhakti Marga, how vital it is having faith and having applying the mind, concentration, focused mind, all these things we learned. Mother used to tell, always in every religion, there are two sets of teacher. One could be the saint class, another could be just the scholars or priest class, who might interpret to their convenience many things, try to create fear unnecessarily. But the saint class, they talk the truth, whatever they would have experienced about God, so those things. So you must follow the saints' teachers. So that was how you are brought up. And later in the year when I needed to go to my master, when I met him, Swamiji, at the age of 4, I was 15-year-old. So I spoke to mother for a couple of hours trying to convince her, you have looked after all these years and you have trained us, let me go to my master. All she wanted to know was whether my wanting to go to Swamiji is only a temporary passion, excitement, or is it a permanent thing? That thing she wanted to go. When she believed in this thing, once you step into the path, do not look back, must not run away, come back, that type of things. So that's why she told me after a long time. Even she asked me, how do you know whether your guru is a genuine yogi or what he is? I simply told him, whether he is a good man or a bad man, I don't know. Whether a yogi, I don't know. What I know is I have fallen in love with him. I will not regret. So this type of things we learned from her, and that was what? She didn't cry, she didn't got frightened, she didn't say, no, you are my child, I cannot send you like that one. See that it is a good path. If you are really determined, then I can bless and send you. For that she said, wait for 3 more years, complete your education in these 3 years also. After that also, if your mind is unwavering on this path, that you want to go to the ashram and live with your master, so then I will bless and send you. But once you go, I don't want you to come back without achieving. Take his permission and to come to meet me. Otherwise, you should not run away. I also told, okay, I promise, unless he himself kicks me out, I won't run away from him. Whatever he does is, whatever else he does, no problem. He scolds me, beats me, anything I can bear and I will go along. Even any humiliation, anything I will bear and I will never look back. I will not give up this path. So like that, she was so morally supportive and very much, and all the time she used to write. Those were the days, letters. We didn't have the cell phones or emails, etc. Every 15 days she used to write letter and encouraging me. I hope you are doing well. Only whenever Swamiji permits, then you come. Don't be too adamant with him. If he says no, it may be some reason, and you wait for some other opportunity. Like that she used to advise me always. Very strong lady, though soft spoken from outside, from inside she was very strong. So these are some of the things I could recollect that we learned from her, and fortunate we got. We never saw any bad habit in our father, not even a smoking, nothing, no alcohol, nothing. He was very strict teetotaler and disciplined person. That type we saw him. So that was my fortune, I think.
Thank you, Baba. Babaji, remembering back, if Baba can, to when he was a small child, perhaps before he was even 5 or 6, were there any innate characteristics of Babaji's personality which he thinks was unusual compared to others around him?
Maybe after 5 or 6, between 6 and 8-year-old only, these thoughts started coming. Not before that, I don't remember, probably too early. So at that time only, peculiarly, I used to feel restless at the sight of this world. Means I used to feel as if I have come to the place where I don't belong to. So, and then when peculiar thing, the restlessness, what thought used to come, this may appear very funny. That was how it came at that age for me. If there is any button through which we can press and just switch off this entire universe, that thought gave me very peace. But at that time, I didn't know why it was. I didn't know anything much about spirituality, why it was. Simply felt like that one. More than that, I could not explain, or I could not express to anybody else. I used to feel this one. Some pain used to be there, as if I'm missing something, I have come to somewhere, this one. Then around 7, 8-year-old, probably even after I heard the Bhaja Govindam song from my sister, which I became obsessed to know the death, who is going to die, what will happen when death happens, that type of thing. And that this world is impermanent. That was what the line saying, when the time comes for this body to go, none of your worldly wealth or power, anything, nothing cannot come to your rescue. So remember the divinity. That is the main basic theme of the song, telling that again and again you are born, again and again you feel you are dying. And this, those great teachers like Adi Shankara have compared to this world to crocodile. Today's people may not accept many people, but there is moderate teaching, but they used to be very blunt and straightforward. So they have spoken like that one. After that, this thing also came, happiness. Happiness was another thing which bothered me. If there is happiness, it should be there at all times, 24 hours, 12 months. Why is the fluctuation? Sometimes an unknown excitement happens. I feel I'm very happy, I'm looking forward for something. But sometimes I feel an unknown fear or very unhappiness. Why this fluctuation? Is there something wrong in me or something wrong in the world? Where is the mistake? That type of thing used to occur to me. So these things led me towards spirituality, wanting to know the truth. And after the Bhajagovindam Psalm, one prayer particularly I used to do was, bless me to have a guru who would have liberated himself and who can lead me to liberation. This liberation I felt, there is something that is binding me, need to get liberated. Didn't know much about self-realization. At that age, did not think about self-realization that I want that, but some liberation idea was there. Okay, something that is binding, which is giving me unhappiness or some unknown fear, some pain. So this, from that liberation wanted. That's how I used to pray. The one who would have liberated himself and who can lead me to liberation. That was one basic prayer I always did. Of course, apart from that, so many other things. We used to pray any smaller thing whenever a fear occurred. Oh, this should be all right, such a thing must not happen. All our kith and kin, like siblings, everybody should be all right. No untoward things should happen like this. But one conviction about devotional path, we never disliked the divine, never complained about the divine that the prayer were not answered, never tried to belittle the divine or never let go the devotion or faith. What I used to think was, though I wanted this to happen, I prayed to God, yet if it has not happened, maybe it is for some good, I may not know now. The divine always does good to me. That faith was firm, was there. So that type of prayers I used to do. So apart from the wanting the guru of a liberated nature, so that was some of the points that we remember as child.
Thank you, Baba. So Babaji, after Babaji had heard Bhajagovindam, would the people around him have noticed any changes in his behavior or his temperament? Or did he just still look like a normal boy?
No, I don't think so. Because I was a normal boy. As it is, I was not very talkative. I made very few friends. They would have thought quite a shy nature. Everybody would have thought that was the thing. Either they would call such a person as a very reserved, or they would call he is very shy nature, won't talk. So I was neither reserved, and the shyness was not there because the topic used to be different always. About the worldly topic, I never felt like talking. If anybody had spoken about God, then I would have spoken. But such a thing hardly happened any times. In the friend circles also, nobody noticed, and one or two simply appreciated maybe you are something higher than us. One friend I remember having commented during high school days. Other than that, nothing much would have been noticed because I didn't behave very abnormally. I was very calm, composed. Quietly within the mind this churning was happening. I didn't show or I didn't express. I didn't know what to express at all also. So people knew that I was very devotional person, that for that the people in the society called God-fearing person, loved visiting temples always in a weekday. Today is this God, today another God. And about gods also, there was no such thing as the different gods. We went to all different forms, we worshipped, we went to temples of Shiva, Ganesha, Krishna, or any such thing. I never felt anything that is different. Because that one mother used to tell me, God is one, He has so many forms, you must not differentiate. So that's how we learned. And in Adi Shankara's teachings also, slowly, little. Those days, once my elder brother had brought a small books published by Ramakrishna Math, Thus Spake series. The Thus Spake Ramakrishna, Thus Spake Sharada Devi, and Thus Spake Adi Shankara, Thus Spake Krishna, Thus Spake Buddha, type of thing. Epitomized but very valuable thing which sat in our mind. Those I read definitely. That was the small scripture I remember having read. Not a big scriptures or big teachings, and did not go very deeply. Okay, that was the thing which gave me a deep insight into the actual devotional path, and to have faith and never complain about the divine. Always accept that there must be something wrong in me only. If the prayer has not been answered, it must be for my benefit, or probably I did not pray with full focus, or probably this type I used to take it on me only. In that small age also, never complained that God is not kind, God is not doing this to me, I don't want to believe God. Such things never occurred. We always had respect for me. I'm going to have faith means this is the faith. Just to recall about faith, tell him, when I was 10, 11 year old, those days a certain saint would call as a godman usually. He became very popular in southern part of India. And I just bought a photo that was available in the market, brought and kept in our altar. Then lot of both type of things were there. Some the propaganda news used to come, he is a fraud, he has been arrested by police, this type of thing, and what he does is not all wrong things. And some said, no, he is a good, he teaches Bhakti Marga, like this. But my uncle's son had come and spoken to my mother, this photo needs to be thrown out. You should not keep, this is very bad. The mother was a little bit worried when I came from the school. She told, this is the thing, should we keep, or you won't mind if I take it out? I said, Mama, mother, don't remove it, please. Whatever that person, that saint, that godman is, I don't mind. I have nothing to bother. This photo is my faith. I don't want to allow that faith to be disturbed. Then God will help me always. I don't want to bother what they are talking. Let them talk. Even if police have arrested, he has gone anything. This photo is my faith. I want to keep it. This is my self-respect. No need to remove. We'll keep it. So like that I told. That conviction was there about faith, devotion. It is our thing. Like now also I tell, for many people, students who come, you see, in this body or this body as I is not that important. Your own faith and devotion is what matters. If you lose that faith, Swamiji also used to tell, you lose anything, but do not ever lose faith. So like that is how we also teach. Should not lose faith. That can take care of you. That can protect you. The divine will take care of you. That faith. So like that, this was a basic, a little bit about my childhood thinking, and that was churning within my mind. Hardly anybody would have noticed, because I never expressed it to anybody. At that time, I didn't know what was happening to me also.
Thank you, Babaji. Babaji has mentioned in the past how he was very drawn to the Hanuman temple, which was near his childhood home. Could Babaji please speak about the attraction he seemed to experience to the temple and what he used to do when he went there?
though Hanuman was such a character that we all heard from Ramayana, that said his celibacy, brahmacharya, what is called, and his humility, in spite of the powers that he had. After reading Yoga Vasistha only, all this became clear that he was also a great self-realized soul. But before that, he was a divine personality for us, having powers, but never showed any arrogance, ego, very wise person, and had the physical strength, mental strength also, mentally very wise. So this type of characters we definitely loved. But the actual temple you are talking happened when we were in Mysore, college days. By then, probably I was 14, 15-year-old, 13, 14, 15-year-old, 15, Swamiji. That was where I happened to know about Swamiji also. So it was just in front of our house. So in that temple, it was an old temple in those days. So that old temple gave a beautiful atmosphere of serenity. Nobody used to be there, not even a priest also. A Ganesha temple, a Swami Kartikeya temple, the Navagrahas, the 9 planets temple, and then Hanumanji itself. So all these are my best friends. I used to be talking to them because I used to be alone. There was nothing to feel shy. I used to talk to them. How long I have to be like this? You have to give me my guru, show me my guru, so that I am able to find such a guru and take a serious spiritual path until now. Because I had no such idea of running away also. One time when I was 12, 13-year-old, suddenly this thought came that I must take monkhood, sannyas. So then I wrote to my brother, I will go and take up sannyas. If a person doesn't likes the world or feels restless, there is a path. He can become a sannyasi. That's I told. Then he came and spoke to me, then advised, give me word that without convincing mother, you will not run away. She will be very shocked and hurt. If anything happens to her, it will be a wrong thing, it will be your sin. You must not do that one to your mother. Mother is such a soft, nice lady. So that much. So then I promised. All this happened. That was the beginning. Then in the next year or so, I think I happened to meet Swamiji. So we were in the same home. So then I used to go and contemplate about the Atman. If I am that soul, why is that I am not aware of it? Why is that I am always aware with my name and this body as me? But there is something me, but what is that me seems to be this only. So by then I used to visit the Chamundi Hills also. There a priest in the temple had shown me a small cave, that Nagaratirtha. There also several days of the week I used to go there, sit for 5-6 hours and then come back. At that time, just before meeting Swamiji or getting initiated, I used to practice what Ramana Maharshi had said. Keep the eyes closed and try to observe from where the eye is coming. Because that was one query. Like if I am that Atman, why is that I am not aware of this? How can we find how to do this one? Thoughts used to come, though not very polluted, though not very violent, but thoughts used to be there about when will I find a guru, what will happen. So mind used to be like this one. So when I go, the mother should permit me, she should not be a hindrance by unnecessary attachment to my body. So you have to bless me. Like this, I used to pray. These were the prayers. So that was the time, that was the Hanuman temple in front of our house that you have asked. So every day it was the beautiful mornings I spent 2 to 3 hours I used to spend there. That was so, one used to feel so secure, serene. You are in a secure place in the hands of a secure personality. The divine God, Hanumanji, will protect. He will show me my guru, just like he showed Sri Rama to Tulsidas, I used to think also. We had read that story of Tulsidas. He will definitely show me my Guru. So that was the place I used to go. Eventually, that was where I had the divine experience of hearing about Shiva Balayogi, the voice whispering in my eyes when I was sitting on the bench under the tree in that complex, temple complex only. That was where it came. Shiva Balayogi is your Guru. You will get everything from him. This was all the words, first time I remember. But when I opened, I saw around, nobody was there. I wondered, who is Shiva Balayogi? I did not know, I had not heard any time. So that was when then I used to visit other temples also in Mysore also. Like Monday I used to go to a Shiva temple and Raghavendra Swami temple, like that different temples. Every day one temple was my main occupation, used to go. Other than that, I used to be a normal person for my mother. Never showed any such bhava type of things. It was composed performance. Used to means sometimes I did see some movies also, war movies, anything came also. If my brother came and took me, I went with him also. So that type of things also happened. So the third day only when I heard again, so that was more preoccupied, mind was more preoccupied with this. That if you go to Raghavendra temple, you will know about your Guru. This was the second time the voice whispered in my ear. But nobody was there, it was in the market. I didn't know who, but I rushed to Raghavendra temple, and there the Bhagavad Krishna story was being told by a priest, Pandit. I also sat there. I enjoyed Sri Krishna story, that storytelling. All old people were there, 70, 80, 90-year-old people were sitting there. So on that day only, after the story was ended, that was, the one old person came and asked me, Ki, have you fought with your parents? Have you run away? Why are you sitting here with these? Oh, we are all older people, only older generation people only has to go to God. So you are very young. I tell you nothing, I haven't fought with my parents, I have not run away, I will go to my home. I was just looking for this Shiva Balayogi. I had a very funny, strange experience. He was wonderstruck. He said, Shiva Balayogi is my Guru. He has an ashram in Bengaluru also. I wondered how come I never got to hear about him. I was born and brought up in Kolar, which was about 70 kilometers from Bangalore, that time, the town of Kolar. And then I came to Mysore also. I had not heard 1 or 2 years. Only then I heard, now I heard about this one. Then he took me home and gave Swamiji's biography. So I took that book home. I just went on seeing the pictures first and then read Swamiji's tapas and his story also. His photos that were printed in the book was so mesmerizing. I think it had already sucked my mind into that one. That power was there, that energetic power. I could feel that in his tapas photos, different age tapas, it was there. So I remember this was the first week of February 1971, and Sunday it was. A Sunday I took the book and read. Then Wednesday only I went to give it back to him, to his home. He had shown his place. And when I went to him, he said, Swamiji is coming to Mysore on a public darshan program, public program. You are very fortunate, you will get to see him very quickly. So I said, I would like to go with you only. I will go. And he said, it is at the foothills of Chamundi. There is a Shivananda ashram is there. You go and find out, you can find. So next day morning, I took a bicycle and went there. There was no such board of Shivananda ashram, small places were there. But I was so shy, I didn't even feel like asking anybody, what is that one? I simply came back after owning. It just might appear very funny for people, but I used to be so shy, I couldn't even talk anything for myself. I couldn't even ask a glass of water. Such was my nature, personality. And then I came and told him, I couldn't find that place. I will go with you. Tomorrow morning I will come to your home. Please take me also there. Said, okay, okay, no problem. You come here. We can go together. I'll take. So that night was that dream also came, which gave the mantra Om Shivaya, Shiva Bala Yogindraya, Parabrahmanaya. Though in my teachings I never talk about these things or never emphasize, because these are quite inexplicable. Difficult to answer how did it happen, whether it was my own resolution of previous lives, but how come this suddenly I came to know, but I did not know. Before that I had not heard, I had not known also. So these things cannot be explained. So the dream, there was pitch darkness is there. I was standing in the queue. Somebody comes and tells me ki Swamiji is waiting for you. Why are you standing in this queue? So he takes me from behind the doors. Swamiji is sitting on a erected dais on a tiger skin. So Swamiji asks me, what do you want? Instantly I said ki I want jnana, bhakti, vairagya. This could be because in Adi Shankara's teachings, he emphasizes repeatedly about the knowledge, detachment, and the devotion and detachment. Jnana, bhakti, vairagya. Jnana of the ultimate truth, bhakti, be devoted to that truth, and detachment from the unreal world. This was the thing. That's what I used to repeat. So that would have sat in my mind. In the dream also, the same thing came out spontaneously. I want jnana, bhakti, vairagya. Then Swamiji uttered this mantra, Om Shivaya, Shiva Bala Yogendraya, Parabrahmanaya. He blessed me on the head and said, if you chant this mantra, you will come to me very soon. It will be possible. Then he gave me a stick in the dream, so telling you can get anything you want. I tell ki I want Swamiji. So I tell ki I want Swamiji. But Swamiji tells, if you want God, he did not tell ki if you want Swamiji, this stick is of no use. He said ki if you want God, that was the change of words, Swamiji and the God. So for me, it was God. Swamiji was none other than God. That's why in my dream also, the same thing would have happened. When I told ki I want Swamiji, he said ki if you want God, this stick is of no use. This can give you only worldly things, wealth like that one. It is of no use for you. You will not be interested. He breaks it in the dream and throws it away. Then he sends, and then when I come out, one policeman comes and, what are you doing in the midnight here? Then Swamiji tells from inside, hey, he's my boy. Don't trouble him. Let him go peacefully. So I just come. That was the dream. So next day, well, I went with him. And there was crowds were doing bhajans, people were dancing. And the old man said, come, I will make you to sit in the bhajans, we will all sit there. I said, no, I want to be standing here. Because I was curious to see when the car comes, how that lion cloth Kopin yogi, how will he get down, how will he walk? This curiosity was there. That I want to be here and then I will see later. So then after some time, 1 hour later or so, I think Swamiji's car came. In a Chevrolet he came. So when the car came, he was sitting in the back seat with just a lion cloth. His body was such glow with matted hair, jatas. And it was it. My 100% mind went to him. This is it. This is what. Next to Swamiji, his mother was also sitting. And his mother got down. So when his mother got down, he was trying to come out. I rushed to the door of the car. Nobody stopped me. I also just rushed. I think otherwise by nature I'm shy. But that moment when I saw him, because I think that came out of me and rushed to him. Enthusiasm, that energetic force or whatever it is. I rushed to him and he just got down. I held his left hand. I stood left to him. And nobody objected also. Another person I was holding Swamiji on the other side. Swamiji walked very fast. I also just ran with him. And he just came, and in that hall, he sat on the dais that was erected for him. I just sat next to him for a while. When they were doing Pada Puja, they did Pada Puja, and they were chanting Bhagavad Gita, something, Vishnu Sahasranama, I think I remember. Some devotees were all chanting that one. After that, devotees were allowed to come and touch his feet and go out. I saw this, immediately it occurred to me, if I touch his feet, I will be asked to go out of the door. I didn't want to go, wanted to be watching him. So quickly I stood next to Swamiji's mother. Swamiji, his mother, and I stood there. All the time I was chanting Om Shivaya Shivabala Yogendra Parabrahmana. That was repeating. Early morning when I woke up from the dream also, already I was chanting that. That became mesmerizing effect for me. So that worked everything, that the faith that I was chanting all the time, watching Swamiji only. I didn't see any crowds. I didn't see anybody else. Just watching Swamiji from sideways. He was with a lion cloth. He was sitting quietly and his matted hair was there. Everybody touching feet and going out. Then suddenly I heard a shouting. That old man was looking for me. Where did you go? What happened? Come and touch and take blessings of Swamiji. You should come. Why are you standing? I said, that can happen later. I just signaled him, you please go. I will come later. I was not very curious to go and touch at that time, touch his feet, because that would have made me to go out of the hall. That I didn't want. I just wanted to watch him. Just wanted to watch him. That continued even after years after. Always I told Swamiji, just I want to watch him. I used to feel irritated if he was talking also. Later years I am telling, when I came to ashram, he remains silent quietly, just want to watch him. So then the darshan all over, then Swamiji stood. I quickly went and held his, this time right hand was on the right side. He walked and he went to the car. I also went up to the car. Just before he went into the car, I touched his feet and then he sat. He just looked at everyone and the car went away. So in the article some time ago, years ago, I wrote that with that, the eye was gone. So that was the experience of meeting Swamiji, Hanuman temple briefly.
Thank you, Babaji. After waiting for those 3 years, Babaji, you wrote to try and enter Swamiji's service. Could Babaji please speak about that, how he came to write and how he came to enter Swamiji's service, please?
Well, after my mother said, you wait for 3 years, finish your education. So in those 3 years, with her permission, I used to go to Bangalore ashram, Bannerghatta Road ashram, during functions. One was his birthday on 24th January, another used to be on 7th August, his tapas completion day. In those days, so after the Havan, Annadanam will be, mass feeding would be served, used to have food, then everybody were allowed to do his darshan. Devotees were allowed to enter through one door. They could touch his feet and come out with the other door. As much as possible, I used to go quickly and sit there. So then I used to get the entry, then go. Before reaching his feet, I used to be just watching him at all and didn't notice any of the people standing in the queue. Mechanically, I just went, touched his feet. When touching, I used to put my in-between eyebrows onto his toe finger. That was a great blessings for me as far as I was concerned. Then come out, again join in the queue, like that 4-5 hours. So many times I used to be just stand in the queue, come inside, touch his feet, come out again join the queue, come out, come in, have his darshan, like that. That used to happen. Then I used to return to Mysore. Those 3 years were there. Finally, 1974 came, and my brother was worried what I will do, whether I didn't want to continue any further of CSR, I didn't want to go for any work. I used to talk to my mother. My mother perhaps would have spoken to him. His tendencies are different. He may not work, he may not be in the samsara. So he seems to, that was the first time perhaps she would have come to know or notice. She had spoken to brother also. He may not stay at home. Every time my brother used to come, he used to make fun of me. Every time I came, that I thought ki you would have gone to some ashram and would come to see me only, but not yet happened. Finally, that happened in 1974. So my brother wanted to take my mother with him. He was posted in a town near Banaras, Kashi, pilgrimage town. So my another brother had completed education. He was getting a job in Bangalore. So then he wanted me also to go with him. So I thought that once I go with him to that place, then I may lose my path, I may not get in touch with Swamiji. That year Swamiji stayed in Dehradun only for 7th August. First I thought I will have his darshan on 7th August and let the fate decide whatever has to happen. I will go with my mother and I will see what happens. Didn't know anything. But it didn't give me any stress of what's going to happen. I just used to think, let the nature, fate decide what's going to happen. Then I came to know from Bangalore, a letter came that Swamiji was not coming to Bangalore for 7th August function. He was going to stay in this Dehradun ashram, where now I am sitting as the same place. So it is now more than 52 years, and I felt very bad about it. Then I thought I went to Chamundi Hills, sat for some meditation in the Nagar Tirtha, and then went to temple also. Then this thing came and I bought a inland letter. There's a post office on the Chamundi Hills also. I took it and then I wrote down this letter to Swamiji. My brother wants me to go with him, but I am not at all interested to be in this world. I want to come and serve you, either in Adivarapeta or in Bangalore. I want to know myself, who I am. So that is all I wrote to Swamiji. I said, that was also, you see, the result we did not know whether Swamiji will say to come, because before that, in those 3 years, another thing, every month I used to write a letter that I want to know myself, I want to know the spiritual truths, what is the divine actually, all these things. But I never used to write my address or my name also. But the faith was there. Once this reaches, that grace will come to me. I will get connected to him. Like that I used to post. So naturally, outside no reply used to come because there was no my address or my name, nothing was there. So no reply used to come from Bangalore ashram. So this went on for 3 years. So finally, I wrote my home address also in Mysore. My name also I wrote. I want to come and serve either in Bangalore ashram or Adivarapeta ashram. So within 10 days or 12 days, the reply came. A devotee of Swamiji was here with him. He wrote on behalf of Swamiji, telling, you can come and stay in Dehradun ashram. If you like, this place is very ideal for your sadhana also, what you have written. So, and you can look after this, and you can come here if you like. So Swamiji will be coming to Bangalore very soon. You come and meet him. Then you will be sent here. So that was how that letter was written. And the reply also came. When the reply came, then I showed it to my mother. She smiled and said, I knew quietly you keep doing all this. I think now the time has come. Now that Swamiji has called you that you can go to him. So I will bless you. 3 years is also over, she remembered. So, but you promise that you will not run away from this path. You should not get attracted to any worldly path. Must not come back also. Alone, I was alone with my mother. Unless Swamiji himself doesn't kick me away, I will not run away from ashram, come what may be. I will go through it. I will never regret. Whatever happens, humiliation, any work I have to do, I will never expect what I am supposed to do. I will never think what I am going to do. Whatever Swamiji wants me to do, I will just do it. Like that I said. Then she agreed. My sister-in-law came and she came to know. She started crying. Oh, what has happened? Because they all came to know only that time. Until then, it was total secret only between me and my mother. Nobody knew. She had not told anybody also. She didn't want to tell. until it doesn't takes a concrete shape. That's what she used to tell. So nobody, no other relatives, my sister's home, nobody knew. Then my brother also came. Then my mother told him, okay, this is it, he is going to ashram. So then other relatives were all told. So that was how I came to Dehradun.
Thank you,
This was
Baba.
in 1974. Today it is 2026. Time passes by. See, that I was just then 20-year-old boy. Today a 72-year-old old man. This body, as far as this body is concerned.
Thank you, Baba. There's so many beautiful stories, and we've only got to the point where Babaji joins Swamiji's ashram. I was wondering if we might take the rest of Babaji's life story in another session, if people wanted to ask
Yeah,
Baba any questions.
yeah, okay, wonderful. It gave a wonderful opportunity to me also to express what happened. I tried to be brief so that we don't go very long, so we can give some chance. Yes.
Namaskaram, Babaji. I'm very blessed for this opportunity. I have three questions, Babaji. So, I have been here before, but due to some personal things, I could not join regularly. So, Babaji, the first question is as I said before, I was indirectly associated with ISKCON, and I used to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. So, I used to hear the teachings there that when the Brahman realization is like it's incomplete, and that there is a loka where the Lord is there, where going there is a more complete realization. So, Babaji, I always wondered if that is like a fear mongering or something like that. So,
Uh,
would you
Let me answer
explain?
this question,
Yeah.
and we can go to other. This is a
Mhm.
total myth. God realization, that is not the thing. The divine is all pervaded. Everybody talks. And there is no such one loka where you have to enter, where God is sitting. These are all symbolically spoken, have become mythical things which can give a fearful imagination for people. Definitely nothing. Simple language, your mind your mind is full of thoughts and visions now, millions of
Yes.
thoughts. That's how Ramana Maharshi said, mind is a bundle of thoughts. But
Yes.
mind itself is the combination of infinite energy and consciousness. Hardly anybody bothers about mind itself. Everybody knows they have a mind, but what is that mind? Nobody knows. Naked eyes, nobody has seen. To naked eyes, it would appear like space, empty space,
Yeah.
but the day when through the meditation, if you can clear all thoughts and visions, how it will go. If you just watch in between eyebrows, the technique that we teach, it is one of the most ancient techniques of India. In Rigvedic era, the sages practiced this and achieved nirvikalp samadhi and self-realization. Thus, all thoughts and visions goes. What remains is the consciousness of existence that is infinite. And then as you go on watching that, focus, then your mind gets absorbed into that self. That is infinite as the mind itself is. So this is what the self-realization means, the mind settling into its origin, the divinity. This ultimate truth of the mind is recognized as divine. The divine is both Nirakar and Sakar. In Sakar, so many forms are there. Rama, Krishna, Shiva. All forms are same, different names, one God. So that's what you have to know. So there is no such a loka that you have to enter. Do not imagine about this. You have to purify your mind is what is necessary.
So, thanks a lot, Babu. Second question, Babaji, is that for the last few years, there is the fear of rebirth in the world. and that, in my mind, whatever I try, even if I try to ignore it, in my mind, there is always a voice that says that don't come back here, this should be your last time. So, is that also a symptom of our imagination, Babaji, and how but I can tell in my heart, I really feel that. So, how to get over that, Babaji? This is the second question.
Yeah. Now pay attention and listen. Praying for that is good. Nothing wrong. Every day you pray to the divine. You don't imagine what the divine is, but pray to the divine that this should be your last birth. Help me, bless me, grace upon me, that I attain total liberation once for all, not to be reborn. Now, how the rebirth happens, when brain dies, that's what medically one is called that he has passed away, has died. But before that, the mind spins very fast and strongly. If it is holding any desires, any thoughts, then based on those thoughts and desires, which forms intensifies, then it assumes next birth. That is how, like this birth happens. So this is how the rebirth happens. So the satsanga or spirituality is taught so that when this body is available, if you can make your mind as non-violent as possible, even if you have to be born, it will be an elevated, that you will have the spiritual inclination, want to do tapas, and thus you can get liberated. Otherwise, if you can clear your mind of all thoughts by practicing this meditation, silencing the mind is important. At that time when the brain dies, when death happens, if the mind is silent, it will merge with the ultimate truth and it will not have a rebirth. This is the technologically, scientifically how it will happen, how the Rigvedas, Upanishads like Ashtavakra Samhita, Yoga Vasistha, they all have spoken all this. If you read those scriptures, it will be more convincing for you. Yoga Vasistha. Vasistha's Upadesha to Sri Rama about yoga is the Yoga Vasistha. And the English version is published by Divine Life Society, written by Swami Venkateshananda, Supreme Yoga. And Ashtavakra Samhita is also there. And I have written commentary on Ashtavakra Samhita. So if you go to our website, so how to buy that book will be there, possible. So these are some of the beautiful scriptures which can give you an insight about the truth, how the sages taught in Upanishads. Kathopanishad is also very good for these things, right? So then, if you practice that silencing the mind, you can get rid of being reborn.
Thank you, Babaji. Third and final question, Babaji. So, Babaji, looking at your tapas and Shiva Bhole Yogi Maharaj's tapas, both of your tapas makes me very nervous. Like, Babaji did 20 hours for 5 days and Swamiji did 23 hours for 7 years and more than that. So when I look at your tapas, it's like very, very rarest tapas in the current Kali Yuga time. So, Babaji, my doubt is that, so if we all want self-realization, at some point, should we also do that kind of tapasya, like you and Maharaj did, both of you great yogis did,
You see,
Swami, that is it.
first important, silencing the mind, I told, right? To silence the mind, long time practices has to happen. That is what is known as tapas. Meditation's highest pitch is tapas. Okay, now in one go you don't have to wildly imagine about tapas. Then you will become nervous whether it will be possible. It is just like step by step. If you go, one day you can go on top of the mountain. Standing on the ground, if you see on top of the mountain, you might become nervous. How will I climb and go to the top of the mountain? Always step by step, like half an hour you practice meditation, then 1 hour. In this 1 hour means perfectly the body should be able to sit stationary, unmoved, practice like that. Then in that 1 hour, watch in between eyebrows, closing the eyes, and try not to get involved with the thoughts. Even if thoughts come, you don't call it either good or bad, right or wrong, and don't expect any vision, any form of God also. Just watch. Then eventually, in due course of time, mind will become silent. One day you will be able to do. See, in Bhagavad Gita also assures, for some reason, when you are doing sadhana like this, if death happens from next life, from very early childhood itself, you will have a strong inclination for self-realization, and you will be able to do tapas also that will take you there. It is guaranteed. A button is pressed, how the soul will go back. So all you need that you have that earning, you want that one, keep praying every day and try to practice some amount of meditation every day. It will happen one day, right? Shall I go
Thank
to
you.
the
Thanks
next
a lot,
person?
Babaji. Very grateful.
Well,
Namaste, Babaji. My question is, suppose in a dream, one sees either Swamiji or Babaji and observes some gestures or some message or information or exchange of some talk. How do one has to look at it?
if it is spiritual, which can take you towards the spiritual truth,
Yes.
if it is, that is what you can consider as sensible. And then if the dream is, the strong potency is there, it will transform you and you will go for that one. You will try to do that one. That's what any vision or any such experiences, if it is very really strong, then that induces the person, like it happened to me and I jumped into it. So that's what you have to take the cue. If you can do that one, you have to try to go towards the spiritual truth. That is the recommended thing.
Thank you, Babaji.
Pranams, Babaji. So,
Yes.
several years ago, I asked you something similar, and I've been thinking about it ever since because it was very profound to me, and I think I have a bit more of an understanding about it now. But I'd like to ask you again about, when you speak these beautiful recollections about your path and when you were a young boy and young man and before you did tapas, when you think of these now, what, because your ego has been dissolved, what kind of association is there with those memories? You once told me that they were like a distant dream, like there were nothing there.
Yeah,
So
you
is it
see,
kind of like a character?
because when somebody reminds and a question is asked, so these are all recorded in the brain also, the memory. Simply,
Yes.
I am purified and I don't go into any such things. When it is asked, you have to open the folder and the mind needs to get applied to the brain. You can recollect what happened because they were such strong, impressive, impact creating experiences for me, which transformed my life. I left behind my beautiful home and came to the master, never looked back, staying in celibacy and staying at the ashram, forbearing all humiliation, anything that came across, whatever the master wanted, just doing is not an easy. Many people we have seen, they come, they stayed for a few years and then they go back, they cannot sustain themselves. So that has sustained me.
Okay, so the images are still come to the mind's eye, right? When you recall these things,
No, it is,
it's
when I tap the brain reproduces, brain decodifies and reproduces that picture.
okay.
But here
I
now,
see.
the mind will not become a victim to register it as a reality.
Yeah. So
The
is this
reality it has
almost like
seen.
I see.
Like during your 5 year tapas, Babaji's 5 year tapas, I want to know, like during one day, Babaji won't like we do meditation cross-legged, right? So Babaji won't open the leg and straighten up, nothing. You would just sit in one posture only.
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
in those days, I didn't do it. I just was absorbed in the samadhi. Age was still
okay.
young, I could do
Yes,
that
yes.
one.
Yes, Babaji. Thank you for telling me. And one next is like in the beginning when I was 18 and in the beginning of my mental illness. So like my mummy side Hanumanji is prayed and my papa side Mata Rani is prayed. But I would receive a phone call and when I would go and receive the phone call, I would heard the no, voice of Narayana and it would happen 4, 5 times. So this happened five, and really, it was very heavenly voice. So what was that? I want to like to know.
You see, I will tell you now, you are my sister. If it
Yes,
was a
Babaji.
real strong potency, transformation would have happened in your life. You wouldn't have been an ordinary householder like this. You would have gone for the spiritual heights. If it was such strong, that is the necessary thing. The transformation has not occurred means it was within the illusion that is happening when your mind imagines, it resolves, it gets to see. The more you try to do that one, if it strongly comes, then a transformation happens.
Babaji, in your story, you have been enamored by gurus for seeking out guru. I just wanted to understand why did you seek out guru and not God? Was there any um background to that? Were there any family gurus or
Yeah. Yeah, a very
blessings
good
from?
question. You know, first time I heard about a guru from my mother, she said, you see, if you annoy God, a guru can protect you. But if you annoy the
Ah,
guru, no God can protect you. I was a very small child. It set into the mind that an impact happened.
okay.
Then we read say, a book also about the guru and his greatness, how the guru can protect if you have faith. Then faith and devotion, probably like that only it just sat.
Super. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Babaji. So, first question is like, what is difference between merging and a devotee? So it seems like some people want to be devotee and they don't want to merge and all that. Uh,
A
Maybe way above
devotee,
my understanding, but yeah.
devotee still imagines himself to be a droplet and he keeps the ocean as his God. That is how the duality is there in imagination. So that is up to a choice of a person. That is the devotee and the divine. A yogi merges, becomes, loses his identity totally, his existence, everything totally. Only the divine will be there. That is
Why
the
would
yogi.
anyone want to be a devotee?
It's up to their choice. You have to ask the one who want to be a devotee.
And Babaji, just one more thing. The meditation you have taught. Uh, so when I read about things, so there is a caution that people like impure like me, if they try to do the meditation, it will not be safe because anytime you start eyeballs start to move in the center and things like that start to happen, it is not safe for someone as impure as we are or me, I am. Um,
Not
so how do
necessarily.
I?
These are myths unnecessarily created. You are trying to overcome the impurity. For that, you would have to do meditation. So when you do meditation, you pray to God. God is like a mother, compassionate. So no unsafe thing will happen. Simply you have to follow the right technique in a simple way. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't rush. That's what we try to teach. Just be gentle to yourself. Gently close the eyes and gently keep watching. Nothing will happen because initially the eyeballs will trouble because it moves parallelly. It doesn't stay into one direction. But steadily, if you practice watching, let it be anyway. Don't bother to locate the central point also. Just in front of you, keep watching. And you are watching, apply willpower gently with all the patience. Then slowly, in due course of time, the eyeballs will come to the center and meditation will progress. No such unsafe things happen. You don't have to rush, that is all. Take care. That's why I always tell sit any comfortable posture, keeping back and neck. Gently close your eyes and gently watch in between eyebrows. That means you have to exercise patience. Don't be in a rush that self-realization happened tonight itself. Since time immemorial, mind has gone out of control. It will take some time. Let it the time take its own time. Don't bother about the time passing also. You just go on doing it. One day you will become an expert. Don't worry.
Namaste, Babaji. My
Yes.
question is, during meditation, how to go beyond the witness, the observer?
Yeah, it will happen. You just keep watching, then that duality of the watching and the watched thing both disappear, the seen and seer. One day it will happen. For that, you have to quieten the mind first. Silencing the mind is important. For that only you have to just keep watching without getting involved into the thoughts. Then it will happen one day, right?
Thank you.
Keep going. Right.
Pranams Babaji. I wanted to ask you,
Yes.
my past mistakes and guilt, I feel, how do I overcome that during meditation? I feel that is affecting my meditation as past sins and guilt.
One important thing, the past is over, it will not come back under any circumstances. The past is meant, you just do not repeat such mistakes, you learn. Instead, if you feel guilty, it will spoil your mental health, which is not necessary. Don't feel guilty at all, it's over. Brush aside. I am not going to do anything in future. Look after the future. Future is in front of you. If you plan in the present by meditating, whatever has happened, it's happened. Something happened, why you didn't, you don't know. Pray to God, please purify me. It's all over. Huh? Don't worry about that. Don't feel guilty too much. Instead, meditate. Whenever such thoughts come, you try to think about good things of the life, that you want to achieve self-realization, you want to know about the divine, all these things, you try to divert your attention, then it will be all right one day. Don't worry, huh?
Morning, Babaji. Just want to ask you a bit about Swamiji's master. Did he speak to you about him, or does Swamiji have something similar to your experience as well?
Yeah, you see, Swamiji considered Lord Shiva as his master. When he was trying to squeeze out juice from a fruit that took shape of a shivaling, and from that a Jangama sage appeared. He initiated Swamiji into tapas in 1949. After 12 years, Swamiji came to know that that was none other than Lord Shiva who had come in that form. So he considered Shiva as his guru.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Please bear with us in 2 minutes and they will take this over there and we will do Arati. And some very nice questions came. All the best to all of you. And then we will say bye-bye to you all.